All right. So, welcome. It's February 5th. I'm sad. I'm happy because a couple of you are, well, one of you is continuing, one of you is new, and two of you are leaving our group. But yeah, this is sort of the formal end of our last final session. I know we have one-on-ones with all of you this month still to come, but yeah, it's our last kind of group session. So there's a little sadness but also some celebration and some acknowledgement. And I don't want to spend a lot of time on that. I do want to, particularly for Ed's sake, although Ed's already met Sol at the event. Yeah, so welcome Sol, who's joined this pod. She's one of our Evergreen Mentorship students. And so it's kind of joined midstream in December, and we're just working out some logistics. So she's joining me and our little team here going forward. So love for you to open up your line, Sol, and say hello. It's good to see you again. It's been a few months.
Yeah.
So yeah, just tell us a little bit about your business and what you're up to.
Yeah, sure. I'm actually in the middle of my One to Few launch, and I have a group of women, and now I've decided to open up making two groups, one for women, one for men, to work on embracing sexuality and upgrading mindset and turning the voice in your head to your best friend.
Awesome. Love it. Yeah, I'm excited. One of the things that when I first met you, Sol, I don't know if I said this directly to you, but one of the things that struck me when I met you is every time you got on the microphone, you seemed very clear and very certain about what you're doing, what you stand for and stuff. So I'm excited to learn more about all of it that you do, but also to support you in making that vision real. So cool. Welcome to our little community. I will get you a link to book our first call at some point, just so you know. Some of the others already know this. I am off next week. So just so you know, we're going to have to either try and fit it in this week, or anyway, we'll figure that out by email. All right. So, yeah, I just kind of want to, I guess, open the floor a little bit. Is there anything that you would like to share about your experience, what you've appreciated, what you've didn't appreciate, maybe where you feel you've come? You don't have to do this, by the way. I just want to open the floor because it is our last call. If you feel called to do that, particularly for those of you who are not coming back for next year. And my focus, as always, is also making sure that you leave today with a clear focus, at least for the next month, of what you want to be doing. As I say, I have calls with all of you this month, so we'll be checking in individually, but yeah, anything we can brainstorm or kind of problem solve or identify and move forward with.
I would just like to acknowledge that you've done a wonderful job. You've done a tremendous job supporting me, and I suspect everybody else. So, Sol, you're in for a treat. You got, in my opinion, the best of the best, and enjoy them.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Barbara. I appreciate that. And Norma's dittoing on the chat. I see that as well, Norma. Thank you. Yeah, okay. Again, no pressure. I don't want to necessarily put anybody on the spot here to talk about that stuff. Let's jump into your businesses specifically, of what's going on, what you are kind of currently focused on, and anything that you either urgently need support with or are seeing down the line you're going to be needing to prep for something. And who wants to go first? I'll let you guys, just so few of us here. Open your line and start talking. Norma's opened her line. All right, what do we got, Norma?
So I went to that viral quiz boot camp.
Yeah.
And I came away knowing very deeply that I hate boot camps. It was excruciatingly hard. It was a lot of information coming at me, but they did an amazing job at moving us through.
Yeah.
I learned a lot, and we were supposed to be able to launch our quizzes by the end. And I just didn't have I have the pieces, but I don't understand fully how they go together. Okay. There were people who had been doing it for a while, so they launched, but I'm continuing with that program as well as mentorship.
Yeah.
Because it's more tactical.
Yeah, yeah.
Not that
Just out of
this-
curiosity, were other people who were attending the boot camp, do they also not get everything finished? Just
Yes, only there were about 110,
Huh.
and probably a dozen that have been in that program for a while and understood all the backgrounds.
actually got it deployed, right, on the
Got him
weekend.
deployed. And I thought, Ed, I thought a lot about you because we spent one whole day and then yesterday 2 hours with a fellow named Nick Kuznich, I don't know. But he's the Facebook guy. He works with Joe Polish and a lot of other high big people running their Facebook campaigns. And I thought of you, Barb, because you're doing, and Facebook was so far away for me, but I kind of got why it's important. And I did get a few things done. So I was really pleased. I had to do, what do you call it, a campaign. I had to have 4 hooks. I had to have outcomes. I had to have the image. I had to run the ads.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember we talked about this before you went, just before you went, right?
Yeah, and I ended up reaching 4,500 people. I got one lead, and it cost me $110 to run the 4 days of ads, being broad. So I have a big understanding. So I'm real excited to be working with you, Paul, for this next year.
Is that typical? Do you know of that strategy to only get one lead out of?
No, it's not.
Yeah, okay.
But it's, but for a beginner, the whole concept is you don't have to be perfect, just get out there and do it. You know?
Yeah, you part of it, you learn from the data if you're going to do it and you have the money to keep it going, right? That's part of the process with this is to keep
Right. It was the data, and the end result was shocking to me because what I like to teach is not what the market's interested in. So I have to revamp my message for the market. It's still part of what I teach, but it wasn't my focus.
Right. Yeah, and this is a big important piece, that it's not that the solution isn't needed or important, it's that the thing that they're looking for and the thing that's going to hook their attention isn't the way you've been talking about it.
Right. So it's what you say and what Marisa says, right? You give them what they want, but also what they need. So I found out what my front door.
Yeah, part of it is entering the conversation. This is still marketing, right? So we're not even selling yet. So what we need to do is focus on entering the conversation they're already having instead of trying to force a conversation that we want to have, right? So what are they currently talking about? Which is what you were trying to decipher in your test, right? Mm-hmm. What is that conversation? And then use that information to join the conversation and add to it, and then reposition something to have them illuminate and come to some new revelation.
Exactly.
So that they desire the thing that you have to sell.
Exactly. So it was exciting. It was fun. It was exhausting. So
yeah. And so the other thing that's important, sorry, I just want to make sure that everybody gets this part, because so I'm not going to out the person who hosted this event. You may or may not know from the description. I'm not going to try and slam an individual or a company. That's not my purpose or my point. But there was something like 110 whatever people, and a dozen of them got the finish line in an event where the finish line was the promise, right? That was what you're buying,
to launch,
right?
launch the quiz.
Yeah, to actually get it out there and get it launched, that you would be done that by the weekend. But only 10% of the people in the room did. So to me, there's a flaw in that system somewhere, right? So, but it's very typical of trying to over deliver too much in too short a time frame. So just also pay attention to how you deliver your own programs so that we're not overwhelming people into incompletion.
Right. No, and but it helped me with my timeline, right? Because when I'm launching, so I'm working.
Oh, I've noticed, no doubt that it was vastly valuable to everybody in the room. I'm just here's what we promised and here's what we delivered perspective. Mm-hmm. They didn't come close to meeting the mark, right?
Right.
I mean, not in terms of a percentage of completion on the promise of a verifiable, you got this thing launched. Results aside, you got it actually out there. Again, I'm not trying to slam this individual or this program or this company at all. I'm just making note of this is a common thing with programs, is trying to over deliver on the value or to over
Overpromise. Yeah.
Well,
And
or
for me-
over profit, which is if you put too many people into a thing, you can't serve them all fully. That means you can't get them all across the finish line, right? The herd suffers
Yeah.
at the.
Like it takes time. And that was one of the mistakes that I made early on, was trying to give them too much information that was too hard to consume based on what their foundation was.
Yeah.
And that's where I came in with no foundation, with people that had a foundation.
Right.
And so I'm you know, running,
Yeah.
and they're like, all right, I got this.
Yeah. But I mean,
so-
from everything I know about this individual, he's very smart and his programs do deliver. So I also want to, you know, that, yeah, if you use his stuff, that it really does give you a lot of insight and a lot of, can give you a lot of powerful marketing.
Yeah. And I'm excited.
Norma can say what you want. I got through slamming this offer. So
no, Ryan Levesque.
Okay.
The Ask method, but this was a boot camp. This was a quiz boot camp, and I wanted to do quizzes.
Gotcha.
As a lead magnet, and so now I've gotten behind the scenes with all the templates and things.
I see.
You know, that'll help me going forward.
Yeah.
So
So what's the plan going forward from here now, Norma? So you've got this thing mostly. You know, the pieces are there. What's are you still planning on deployment?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. What's the timeline?
I should have it done. I'm leaving town too. I don't think you and I are going to the same place, but I'll be gone a week. I'm going to the British Virgin Islands, but
nice.
I'll be working on that because I need some, you know, images and writing the script for the, et cetera. But I expect to deploy it by the end of the month because on the back of the quiz will be the invitation to the webinars that I didn't have a chance to do last year or in January last year. So the quiz will lead to the webinar and then
that's going to lead
positioning
to big income
six-figure fast start.
Oh, six-figure fast start.
Yeah.
So what's happening with big income breakthrough?
Big income breakthrough, we're targeting mid-March.
And that's still.
Yeah, that's pretty much complete. And so we'll start the marketing. Because I've done 2 lunch and learns. I have another one coming up as soon as I get back.
Yeah.
And I'm doing 2 master classes for about 60 people. And what I'm finding is that it's too big a leap for them to pay $2,000. So I need to get them into the flow or have more time nurturing so that they go for the bigger bucks.
Yeah. I guess I'm confused. I thought, so you're going to use these lunch and learns or these speaking gigs to promote the six-figure fast start. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what I mean? Yeah. So, so we're at the beginning of February right now, right? We're not going to deploy this quiz until the end of February. You know, is the plan?
I should have it before the end of February.
Okay, tech problems. Let's just say end of February because we know it takes longer than we think. Okay, I mean, if you get it done early, great. And that's going to lead to six-figure fast start. And these conversations you're having are leading to six-figure fast start. How are we filling big income breakthrough?
Well, what I'm hoping is, and I'm going to need your help because the discovery sessions are valuable, but I'm just having trouble. I guess because I have three things going on, you know.
That's what I'm concerned about.
Yeah. And I guess I don't know, based on the people I've engaged so far, there's, you know, I have to either change my message, tweak my message so that we can advance big income breakthrough and then downsell to six-figure fast start. But they seem to be entry-level people that are coming.
No, and it's fine to be able to sell both. I just, big income breakthrough requires 10 people, right?
Yeah.
Minimum for you. So if it's starting mid-March, where are we getting those 10 people from, right? And what we're talking about right now, you might get a few people who you get them on the phone and, you know, for a six-figure fast start, but then they're actually more qualified for big income breakthrough and you can get them into that. You might get a few that way, but we really need to make sure we have a strategy on when starting when and ending when, and how specifically we're going to actually get 10 people at the $2,000 level.
I'm meeting with Rob tomorrow to plan the promos out.
Okay.
We're, to do the ads and the marketing piece, and I'll talk to him about that.
Okay. The one thing, as you talk to Rob, the one thing I want to suggest that you have a conversation with him about is evergreen marketing.
Yes, we're actually the 21-day happiness challenge that just ended Monday. I had pretty good engagement. I ended up ultimately with 37, and I think it was 18 were fully engaged, and that's going evergreen. Trace is working on that. And
as a product or as a free thing?
As a challenge, and then it goes into
is it a paid challenge or a
session.
Free challenge?
Free challenge,
okay. Because everybody just paid for it, didn't they?
No, I did.
Oh, it was free. The 21 day was free. Okay, and so you're going to run people through that ongoing, which will lead to some kind of a conversation or wherever where you can identify
discovery session.
Yeah. Okay. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Sorry, I woke up really sick yesterday.
So, feel better. I don't want to tie everyone up. So that's kind of where I am.
I want to make sure we're thinking in terms of when we're going to promote this bib thing. And if we're really going to focus on getting the machine going for 6-figure fast start, it's hard to promote multiple things at the same time. So just,
I know,
you can burn out your list, however many people you have on it. You can confuse them, and now they don't know what to buy. You can split your energy and effort, focus, and that just reduces your results on the overall. So just have a think about how this is all going to sequence out, and does March actually make sense for bib, right? Does it need to be April? Maybe it needs to be April. Give yourself an extra 4 weeks to fill it, right? Because a lot of, in your case right now, you need to get on the phone with them. Or have a conversation with them, right?
Well, and that's why the Lunch and Learns and the, but I didn't have my stuff to sell them. So, I wasn't ready with the sales page and so forth.
Yeah. But again, we don't want to necessarily rely only on a sales page yet until we really know what you're discovering. Again, or still about bib is that just the way we're talking about it isn't resonating with people. It's not attracting them in.
Right.
So we need to figure that part out, which isn't just put up a sales page and hope that this new version of messaging works. We actually need to talk to people. To get in front of them, make sure that we're communicating it in a way that they're like, oh, that's what I need, right? That's that's what I'm missing.
Exactly. Well, those Facebook ads certainly opened up my eyes.
Yeah.
So,
and just to clarify, Stoll was asking in chat about that. There was a 4,500 person reach, I believe you said, not necessarily 4,500 people engaging in any of those.
It was the reach, and then the pay per click. We were just looking for the click throughs on the test. There was nothing. It was just a question.
Yeah.
And they just picked an answer,
and so they may not have actually, so they clicked, but they may not have actually done something on the other side, right?
There was nothing to do on the other side.
Right. How many people clicked? Just one?
No, one that emailed.
Actually did something. Okay.
Yeah.
How many people clicked out of that? Just, do you know the ballpark number? Was it 100, 200, 800?
I'll get that to you.
Yeah.
And
I'd just be interested in seeing.
I looked at it, doing the analytics
yeah.
thing. I mean, all this is new to me. This is a new language.
Well, share that stuff with me. I can help you interpret it.
Yeah. Yeah, like you helped me with Entreport. Looking at the wrong metrics.
Yes.
But now I know that. So.
I can do that with Entreport. I can't do that with anything else. All right, good. You got your plan. So the goal for the month, the primary goal for this month is to get this quiz deployed.
Deploying the quiz.
And get obviously you've got a bunch of other things going on, but get this new thing done and get it going and start to test the messaging and have it continue to improve itself.
Right. And do the 3 webinars.
Yeah, and do the 3 webinars. Very good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep. Excited.
Very good. Can't wait to hear all about it.
Glad to have you on walking alongside me. So thank you.
My pleasure. Who's next? Anybody got something?
I don't need anything. I can give you an update if that's worth doing, but if somebody else has a need, then I prefer them to go ahead.
Nobody seems to be chomping at the bit. I don't ever know which one's right. Go ahead. I'd love to hear your update. I know you deployed that new webinar process, and
I did.
Had at least one person.
On Sunday, the first one I did on the 29th, I only offered to my list. I did get a sale from it. And I have another lady who told me she's going to buy. Her husband is not on the same page, so who knows if that will ever happen. And I got a sale from that hand raiser campaign that someone had recommended I do, which is just basically, you know, a very brief email. And there is a follow-up sequence, but yeah. That was not worth doing. That was a lot of time and effort, even to get one sale. And a lot of people who didn't show up for calls, and a lot of people who think that I should be giving them this for free.
Yeah.
So there's that. The webinar on Sunday, I'm advertising to. I started split testing some ads this week, and I'm getting very good responses. I've changed, you know, the ads to match the tone of the new webinar, the topic of the new webinar.
Yeah.
And at the moment, I'm getting good leads at good prices. About, you know, webinars sign up to brand new lookalike traffic at about $1.25 on average. And
that's really good.
Oh, that's amazing, right? Now, I don't know. I'm only running like 8 ads at $5 a day. And when I try to ramp it up, I'm sure I'm going to lose some momentum. But I haven't opened my ads yet, even for the people on my list. And I should get some results there as well. Then I revamped my lead magnet ad a little bit to take out the free. And so far, it doesn't seem to be hurting the number of signups. So I'm trying to move to a better quality of audience, a quality of audience that actually has money. But I'm getting my lead magnet leads for like 75 cents a piece. And I'm sure that won't continue.
Yeah.
Because it always starts off and then it, you know, kind of climbs as I ramp it up. But all positive there. And my goal is to get 300 people signed up for the webinar on Sunday. And then, you know, if I do the math, I should get 2 or 3 out of that. And then we can decide how frequently I do these webinars. Yeah. I also put up a sales page I'm having written by a copywriter who I like.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that.
Yeah. And one of the things that you're doing now that that's just interesting, and somebody else might want to model this, which is why I'm mentioning it, is you're running a hybrid webinar through Demio. Is that still true? Right? Yeah.
Oh,
so you're there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Barbara shows up live, welcomes everybody. All right. So let's get into today's presentation. Hits play. I mean, I'm oversimplifying, but hits play, and the pre-record goes on, and then Barbara sticks around and makes sure nothing goes wrong, but doesn't have to deliver for 60, 75 minutes straight with high energy, and then comes back on live at the end for Q&A.
Yeah, the other thing I changed, and I don't think you know this, is when I was letting the presentation play, I was engaging in chat and encouraging that, and I've totally flipped that. I'm asking them to hold their questions to the end because most of my market is joining from their phones. They cannot chat me and pay attention to me. And I think it hurts if I try to get into dialogue. So I've stopped doing that, Paul.
Yeah, so this is a really interesting shift in webinar strategy, because typically webinars you want to encourage that participation in one of the things. Type in this, or what is the number one thing you got out of that last segment, and blah, blah, how does this apply to you, and really engaging people so that they know they're getting value, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, yeah.
And from mobile, especially if it's a phone. I don't know what it's like on
Well,
an iPad, but man,
well, that's
dangerous.
true. But my audience is also, remember, my audience is moms of addicted kids.
Yeah.
They don't want to be exposed. They don't want their names to show up. They don't want other people on that webinar to know they're on. My attendance would drop. So there is no rah-rah chat going on.
That's right.
It's just to the admins.
Yeah. Private, internal to you
I
and
can't
your team.
expose
Yeah.
it that way. If you're in internet marketing or something like that, of course you're going to try to build that momentum, but I can't do that.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So anyway, for any of you who are, especially if you're wanting to do more frequent webinars, but are, find yourself dragging at the end, or if you want to do webinars at weird times just for other people's accessibility, which was kind of what we started. It was like, we can't do an evening webinar again. It was just too much to do it that late in the day. You're just losing the energy. And so, we tried this as a solution to that, to be able to offer it at a time that, it didn't have to be really high energy and up and on, but could still do it in a way that was high energy and up and on. So
I was shocked, flabbergasted by how much delivering those webinars live just took out of me.
Yeah.
I think I must have been, not noticeably, but I must have been tensed up the entire time. And then I tried to work on that, and none were as bad as the first, but they were all bad. They zapped me. I needed a recovery period, like after your boot camp, Norma.
Yeah. Yeah. And that, I mean, it's the same for me. It's the same if I get up and do a 90-minute speaking presentation. It's the same thing. You're there fully 100% present, giving everything you've got. And it's exhausting. It's exhausting. If it's not exhausting, maybe you weren't given enough. So anyway, thank you for the update. I'm glad the new things are going well. And I did see your emails, by the way. I will respond to those afterwards, but congrats on the ad numbers as well. And I look forward to hearing how this one on Sunday goes with this more cold audience who doesn't have a lot of experience with you yet.
Me too. I set myself up for these optimism. I go into it, this is going to be the time that turns it around. And if I can pull 300 on and sell 2 or 3, and then I can do that over and over, I can grow from there. But it kicks me in the butt and I don't meet my expectations. And so then I go back to the drawing board. So we will. Yeah. Maybe I'll do better than the last one.
I'm open for that possibility.
Me too. I'm talking to the universe, Sandy.
Awesome. Great. Thank you for that update, Barbara. Appreciate it. Anyone else? Updates, challenges, projects, focus? What do you got working on? Yeah, Sandy.
Okay, so I've been working on filling my workshop coming up, and what I didn't realize is the weekend I planned is family weekend. It's a long weekend in February, so this is everybody's like, we're way at plans, like, oh my god, it's the wrong way. And it's Valentine's too, so people that have loved ones out of town are heading out for that. I'm like, okay, but I'm persevering, and I have no attachment to it all, so it's good practice, and I'm just contacting people. And I was actually having a little bit of a time. I could feel myself resisting at first, so I had to get myself in a good headspace, but it's been working really well since I did that, and I've been writing on it as well, so that's all flowing, and that's good. And I also feel like if I don't get enough people, I'll just change it to another weekend and just And
so you're planning on running it this Family Day weekend as it is, but knowing that that's a conflict for a bunch of people?
Only if I get enough people.
But only if you get enough people.
Yeah.
Well, and it's a totally legit rationale to go back to the people and say, I messed up, silly me, I scheduled it on this holiday weekend.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to move it. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, that's fine with me. And then we'll just, and I also, I didn't take your advice enough. And one thing that I could see going back, as I should have, what would be really good to me was to talk to more people, say, I want a little feedback or do a little research for my workshop coming up. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit, like, if you were going to come to a workshop, what would you be looking for? Like, what's of interest to you? What's kind of what amount would you be willing to pay, for this kind of result, and that sort of thing. And I didn't really run that by enough people. And I can see right now that would have really helped a lot.
Right. Yeah. A lot of times, even just to confirm what you think is true, actually is true, right? To go, I got it right. The way I typically
I was getting so much lean in my workshops, you know, my regular workshops. People were like this. I thought, okay, I'm right on this, you know. And I would say, who wants to come? And these hands would go up. And then when it came down to when is it and what's the price, then people are, oh yeah, I'm busy that weekend. Or I have this and that. So, or I think a couple of people are like, oh, it's too much. I think that's what they were thinking too.
How much was it again?
$495.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, one of the things obviously when selling anything is going to be to make sure that it feels really specific about what and just use the mission and future self format, right? Your mission, or you don't have to call it by that language, but the promise, here's what we're going to do. In this amount of time, we're going to get this specific cool thing done so that you can do these wicked ass things later.
Yeah.
Right. So that you can have all of these other amazing things. And when you're talking to people, obviously part of what you want to be connecting to, and again, yes, this is a technique, but it's also just be empathetic and be real with them, and it comes across a lot better when you do it that way. But it's figuring out what's the actual. These are hard questions to ask sometimes. But what's the actual impact of the problem that they have? So if they come and they're having this conversation around, maybe they're not making as much money that they would like to be making, right? Mm-hmm. Are you still going with the entrepreneurs, or did you go back to the relationship? Okay, so I'll just use entrepreneurs as an example. So they know that that's the problem. They want to make more money. They don't feel like they have enough. It's not certain enough. It's too whatever, and they want to go from somewhere between $2,000 and $4,000 a month to $10,000 a month consistently, right? Well, it's really easy to just go, oh, well, obviously they want to have more money, but it's really cool to actually figure out on an individual basis why they want that and what it's going to do for them when they have it. Because part of it, you can uncover some really cool stuff about people, right? And what's important to them and whatever else, and just relate your own thing back to them. Like, wow, so you're making this $2,000 to $3,000 or $4,000 a month. How, a lot of people are really happy with that. Is there a situation that's going on that's, makes that not worth it or not enough or whatever? Really understand, oh my goodness, that's not great. How does that affect this? Right? If you're talking to a woman, how's your husband dealing with that? If you happen to know that relationship was there, how's your husband dealing with that? How's that impacting your relationship? Right? Really getting to the tendrils of impact because nothing exists in a vacuum, right? So, figuring out what the truth is of why they're doing that or why they want 10,000. What is it about this number? What is it about 10,000 specifically for you? Oh, at 10,000, I'm going to feel this and this, and I'll be able to put money away for my kids for their. Oh, you have kids. How old are your kids? And you want to be putting money away to say for their education. That's amazing. Is that something your parents did for you, or were they not in a position to be able to? Oh no, I never wanted to. Right? You're figuring out their true internal motivations, not just I want more money, which is obvious and everybody wants more money. Right? So it's really getting into the true emotional part of it. And when you can do that from a place of pure empathy, both the good side and the bad side of it. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. Like, truthfully sorry to hear that happened, or that's your situation. But also get honestly and truthfully excited for their vision. Right? Like, wow, that sounds amazing. I can see that coming true for you. I can see that reality for you. So, and then that just gives you the opportunity to show them your path between those two experiences, right? So what I do with my clients who are having this is I help them do this, then this, then this, and then this. And what we find is when you do that, now you're into helping them showing them the solution, right? Value giving. But also they're like, holy, wow, this woman knows her stuff. Right? And I can see how that could work for me as well. And then,
I can see how good that is, because I think in my discovery sessions too, I'm not creating a big enough gap, or I'm not allowing them to create their own gap, so to speak, enough. And I end up developing great relationships with people and giving them good information, but I'm not getting as many clients as I actually make a decision with a lot of them. They're not going to do this, or they can't afford this, I do. because they'll tell me their story and I'm like, well, that's not going to happen, you know, like, cause
Yeah.
my biggest problem is I can't pay my rent, this, you know, and stuff like that. So why are we on the phone, kind of, you know, but
Yeah, well, and certain, I mean, sometimes that is actually a legit truth. People are struggling to pay their rent. They're getting on the phone with you because it's free and they're grasping at straws, right? Trying to figure out how to fix their situation and looking for a magic bullet, and they're hoping you can help them.
mm-hmm.
And you can, in the context of that call, help them understand what's actually going on, all these other things. But yeah, you can't fix them in that. Part of what you can do is you can pre-screen people who actually get on the phone with you. And whether you want to do that or not is completely up to you, but you can do that and ask certain questions or put certain requirements on the booking form that make sure that you're not getting people who are completely unable to pay, like can't pay their rent or their mortgage.
And I do think too that like Norma's got a real targeted market. Not all realtors have money, but they've invested to be in real estate. And so they want to learn, they know it's a place they can make money. And I think if I just start shifting my focus more toward the business audience, I'm going to find more people willing to put the money out and invest.
Yeah, if you can directly attach ROI to it, it's definitely easier. There's no question. But I also just want to burst the bubble that there's some inability to sell high value, high ticket personal development work on its own. Because, you know, Mind Valley does 20 million plus a year, I believe. Now, they don't have necessarily high ticket. They rely on volume.
Yeah.
But I know people that, I mean, I know a couple that charges $1,000 US for a 3-day workshop. And it's about becoming more enlightened. They just sell it to couples as a way to fix their relationship.
I wonder if too, like when I use mindset, that's really more of a backdoor, isn't it?
If you go straight at mindset, most people don't know that their mind is what's stopping them, or that they've got these limiting beliefs or something else. They just know that, you know, no matter what they try, they just can't seem to get ahead. Right? No matter how much more they were, like, this is one of the common misbeliefs of your audience, is they think that if I'm doing this much work and getting this much result, if I double my effort, I'll get double the results. And it actually is inversely proportionate in many cases. If the more extra they work, that time becomes less valuable to them the more they do it.
Yeah.
That's been my experience. I don't have empirical data for that, but
yeah, no, usually they think, well, it's my partner's not changing, I'm just going to have to finally leave them, or this isn't happening or that's not happening. They see it as external. They don't see it as them.
Right.
Yeah.
And so part of it, again, is, sorry, I just recorded a video yesterday on this. So there's like 5 agreements, right? Before you can really talk, they have to know they have a problem. They have to know they have the problem you can solve. Mm-hmm. Not everybody knows they have that problem, right? As we just talked about, if they don't know that their mindset is the thing that's getting in their way, then talking about mindset is not going to make any sense to them, and they're going to ignore it effectively. Right? So they need to know they have a problem. They need to know that there is a solution to the problem available. It's not a futile problem, right? It's not fatal. There's a solution available. They need to believe that that solution will work for them in their unique circumstance. Oh yeah, that worked for Sandy, but that would never work for me. They need to know they need to know that you are a credible source of this solution, and they need to agree that there's some urgency related to solving this particular problem and getting this solution. And then to the degree that you're talking about what you do or how you do it, or a specific product offering or whatever, before they have these agreements are in place, the more that conversation is going to go sideways, in my experience. And so you can talk about all of those things. You can sequence an email follow-up to answer some of them, and just making sure that they know what the real problem is. You know, it's just myth bust. The big secret nobody talks about, right? It's actually not this, it's this. having all of the tactics in the world will only get you so far. If your mind isn't right, it's gonna stop you, right?
Yeah.
You need to demonstrate how that mechanism actually works, but
Mm-hmm.
and then you can, through that, waking them up and through sharing some of your story and your training, experience, expertise, etc., sharing your clients' results, etc. Now you're establishing your credibility as well and helping them. The stories are great for letting these people see themselves in somebody else's story as well.
Mm-hmm.
Makes
That's
sense?
great. Thank you.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. Who
Hey,
else?
Just
Yeah.
very quickly, I just heard a quote. It was John Asraf on his NeuroGym.
Mm-hmm.
And I used it in one of my workshops. Which is when you're interested, you'll do what's convenient, but when you're committed, you'll do whatever it takes. And that was a big revelation in how I can deliver when I do my pivot and so forth, just to make sure that they understand, are you just curious, interested, or are you really in? And then the cost of inaction and all of that conversation as you position your offer. But that was huge. It made an impression on me. I don't remember the rest of his talk, but I remember that.
Yeah. Convenience is a killer of most people's dreams. Any dream that didn't come true is likely dead by convenience. The thing that I thought you were going to say, because you were applying it to sort of your clients, right? And that's part of what you want to impart to them. It's really important that we each as individuals also recognize the truth in it and come to our own place of commitment, right? I'm dealing with it. Well, I'm dealing with this literally in the moment because I'm sick, but also just lately I've said yes to a number of things that I'm like, because I'm committed to getting certain results. I'm committed to getting certain things done on a certain time frame. I'm not particularly enjoying it, but they need to get done. And so, I'm working a lot more than I generally like to work. But I'm committed to it. So I had to get in touch with that, because before I was acting out of, I was interested in getting these things done, but I wasn't committed to it. So I was only working on them when they were convenient. So anyway, we can do all of this with our primary projects, is that this one thing, whatever the one thing is that you're working on, make that the thing that you commit to, and everything else can be interested in, right? It can be on convenience, but the other one is just the shit's got to get done. And Norma, I don't know if you're still there or not, but you froze on my screen. So hopefully you heard that. Hopefully it was helpful. Oh, there, you're back, sort of. Anyway, yeah, so I just want to make sure we apply anything that we apply to our clients. My recommendation is try and apply the very same thing to yourself. One of the things that I don't really talk about, it's a philosophical thing, but one of the things I ask my clients to do in my business is identify the top 3 primary attributes that make a successful client for them. So maybe that's they're coachable, maybe that's they're open, maybe that's they're whatever, punctual, whatever. And then my recommendation to them, once they've identified those 3 things, is be those 3 things as best that they can. And not just in their business, but find all the different ways in their life that they can be those things. Because that will just model. It'll have you be the thing. It's like, I don't know, anyway. Can't think of a good analogy for the effect that has. But to me, it's just when you are in alignment with what you want your clients to be and modeling the behaviors that you want them to be showing up with. I had to do this recently in my personal life, where one of the things that, as I was teaching this, I was like, I don't know if you ever get this when you're talking to your clients, this is for all, but when you say something, you're like, and you actually hear it and you're like, oh shit. So anyway, I heard myself teaching this and I was like, okay, I need to do this. There's a very specific area of my life that I need to own up to. And so, it wasn't comfortable, but I went and owned up to it, and it's feeling a lot better now. I don't need to talk about the specifics of it, but I recognized the way that I was out of my own integrity. I believe integrity is relative, but I was out of my own sense of integrity by talking about being a certain way and then not applying it to myself. And it kind of kicked me in the face. But
Yeah,
it changed my behavior as well, right?
Mm-hmm. It does. It's an alignment thing, right?
Yeah.
You have to be aligned in order to embody whatever it is. But I did miss what you had said, so I'll catch it on the replay.
Okay.
You froze.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to walk my talk.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Oh, I know you do. Yeah, absolutely.
That's definitely true for me too. Every time I'm working on a topic, I can see how it is that maybe I'm not applying it in my life. I'm like, oh shit, and I'm going to teach this, and this is what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
To me, the perturbation or the anxiety that comes from being out of alignment, knowingly or unknowingly, is like the only one that can't be, meditated or smoked or drank in a way. Like you can't actually get rid of it in any artificial means other than becoming aligned again. It's anyway, that's just been my experience. But okay, more business problems.
Yeah, I had one thing I'd like to get your thoughts on. Yeah. I've got that little email mini course we talked about.
Yeah.
So I wrote the first two yesterday on the plane.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to finish setting those up. But one thing that I dumped at the end of the second email is just a little blurb saying, "Hey, send me the work you've done in the first 2 days, and I'll give you my feedback on it." The thinking being, those are going to be hand raisers of people that are more engaged, and then I can get to in a one-on-one situation and hopefully convert them. Do you do that? Just pin it at the end of one of these daily emails, or would you send that separately?
Ultimately, I do both.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on how many days is the email course again?
I've set it up to run for 5 days, and I'm trying to I'm structuring it all as sort of like a couple of paragraphs of like a mini lesson.
Yeah.
And then, okay, now spend 10 minutes and do this.
Right.
Just kind of write stuff down.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if second email is a bit too early, perhaps, but we can sort of test out where that goes in the PS at the bottom. I do like having hey, send me what you've been working on so far. I'd love to check it out. Happy to.
The reason I put it there is because the second email is where I have them say, all right, now write down the problem that your ideal client actually wants solved.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the one where if you get that wrong, it kind of doesn't matter what else you do.
Yeah, I like it. I like having that as you say, as a hand raiser, as an engagement tool, where you can actually go, hey, yeah, that's bang on. Most people won't get it right the first time exactly. Well done. Or hey, yeah, actually modify that in a little bit of a way, or pay attention to Thursday's email or whatever, and actually getting into dialogue with them. I like that. And then I would also probably at the end have some kind of a wrap up with some sort of an invitation as well.
Yeah. And I figure I'll have a couple of emails on the back end that are sort of aimed at getting them on the phone for a session. Yeah.
And you may have a hand raiser at the end as well, which isn't so much of a, hey, let's jump on the phone right away and chat about this. But maybe is more on the lines of, hey, hit reply and let me know something. Or even hey, depending on how your sequencing goes, you could even, send an email and then have your system 15 minutes or 25 minutes later or something be like, as if you're responding to that same message. Oh, hey, I totally forgot to say, what business are you in? And so it feels like you sent them a message and forgot something. And I don't know how that would work, to be honest. I mean, it's kind of a little bit obvious, but also maybe effective. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? But I would try and do that before you try and get them directly onto a call. And just try and get the micro engagements going first.
Yeah, well, that was the idea with the send me your work, just to see that they're doing it and identify the people that are engaged in doing the work. maybe target them with a longer sequence afterwards.
Yeah.
Or something. I haven't completely thought.
Yeah, if we can figure out a way to tag and target like completers versus non-completers, and then have a different follow-up stream for each, that would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a little extra work, but
yeah. Well, I think ActiveCampaign can do all that. You know, it can certainly tag the ones that actually bother to open the emails as step one. I think I can also tag the ones automatically that reply to those emails.
okay. Yeah, I definitely think that's a good idea to try and get them to acknowledge early what they're up to and get them into a dialogue, whether it's even by email is fine.
Yeah, and I think I settled on content that should tee it up nicely.
Yeah.
The way I have it structured now is day one is, you know, who's your ideal prospect, like demographically listed, the male, female, age, whatever. Day two is, you know, what's the problem that they have.
Right.
Day three is what's the solution they're looking for, essentially like the functional benefit.
Yeah.
Day four is the, I forget whether it was self-expressive or intrinsic benefit, like what's it going to do for them? And then day five is the emotional benefit, right? How are they going to feel when they get the result? So that way at the end of it, they've got this, hey, here's the people, here's the problem, here's what they're looking for. I'm like, great. So now you got this little pitch here. What are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
Let's get on the phone.
Yeah. Cool. The one thing that I would put in that second email is, you may already have this in here, is, you know, in my experience, this is the spot that most business owners trip up. So as you answer it, I'd love for you to hit reply and let me know where you're at so I can make sure you're on track, right? Give some altruistic reason for why you're doing it, that most people just flat out get this part wrong, and it causes them so much headache. And so just to avoid that, you just let me have a look at your answer and I'll tell you.
I think I did actually say something like that.
Cool.
I was kind of tired at that point. It was sort of but
post ski vacation can be like that.
Yeah. Blah blah blah. Maybe I didn't. All right, I'll go back. I thought I did. Maybe I was thinking it.
Better just give them a quick little rationale. Highlight the sticking point, and then use that as your rationale for why you want them to answer. Cool.
Yeah. And I did have this really funny the universe aligning thing going on this week. Monday afternoon, somebody called me to like schedule a session to talk to me about their business. So it's like I felt the phone vibrate as I was sitting on the chair. I looked at it when I got up and saw the message. So I was literally standing on a ridge line over a bowl when I made the appointment for today. So I had that meeting this afternoon. She's interested, and it gets even better. Her business is sports massage. And she was insisting that, well, if you really want to know what I do, why don't you come in on Monday? We'll do a session. So
nice. I love all aspects of that story. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. So it sounds like I'm going to get like a post-ski vacation massage and a client.
And a client. Perfect. That you know, not closed, but obviously teed it up off from a ridgeline.
Yeah, exactly.
Sweet. That's awesome. Congrats.
So will you become her client too?
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see how Monday goes.
Yeah.
I don't know. She has to be Lauren.
Client?
That's going to be a really high hurdle to get over.
Yeah. That was a really bad massage. Let me teach you how to sell it. Cool. So did you have anything that you... What's that?
That's where I'm at.
Cool.
I want to get these up. I'll send you all the copy.
Yeah.
Once I write all 5 of them.
Okay.
And then I can sort of edit it on the fly if we come up with stuff that's better. But I just want to get something out there and going.
Yeah.
So, I'm piling up people in my audience from the video views.
Yeah.
So,
that's right.
I've got about 3,400 that have actually watched the whole videos.
And do you have a clear winner yet on the messaging?
There are basically 2 that are both working well. Interestingly, one gets more engagement at the beginning. So clearly the hook I used on that one was getting people in, but it drops off more. The other one doesn't do quite as good on the initial engagement, but the percentage that watch 100% is way higher.
Oh, interesting.
So clearly, whatever the hook and content match on that one's got to be a lot better, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm still letting them both run because
Yeah.
they're both doing well.
Well, yeah, and we'll see ultimately which one has higher ROI, obviously, right?
Right. Yeah, we haven't gone through the rest of the funnel to see who actually falls through yet.
Yeah, exactly. Ed was doing a message test similar to what Norma was doing, just using it with video views and having the message and the, 30 or whatever seconds, or was it even just like 6-7 seconds at the beginning?
Oh, the opening. It was literally like the opening line of the video was the only thing different.
The only thing different, and that matched the text message.
Like 4 seconds.
Yeah.
And a couple of different headlines.
Right. Cool. Awesome. Very good.
So I just heard on that point while I was away that stills outrank videos all the time.
Yeah, none of us are expert enough on this, I would say. I'm not disputing that that's what you heard. I know other experts who claim the opposite, so I'm not going to open the can of worms. And it also depends, I think, on how you're using them and what the specific purpose of them is. But anyway, okay, cool. Send me that email copy when you've got it, Ed, and we'll get it deployed. So. Am I saying your name correctly? I always look at it and go, like, is it Soul or Saul?
Soul.
Soul, like money, sex, and soul.
Yeah. I know. I was like, do I really want to make that the name?
I don't mind it. I do recall you mentioning something, or I think I recall you mentioning something that when you started it with money, you found you got more. Oh no, sex. You started it with sex, money, and soul, or sex, soul, money, whatever. That you found you got more dudes who are just interested in the sex part and not so much the actual process. But when you started with money, maybe you got a better audience. Is that?
Yeah, well, I have equally like men and women contact me about it now.
Yeah,
and
good.
So I'm playing with having 2 groups, but I'm going to give myself an extra week, so I'm delaying it. And then.
So are you mid-launch right now? Is that?
Yeah, I'm mid-launch. And this is one thing that I've kind of not been too clear on is like, well, I wasn't really clear. I've been trying to find if there's some kind of like training on it of like timing for a launch, but like how long to be telling people about it to not be too long, and like timing of like when to do a webinar, or if that's even what would help me the most right now. I'm kind of doing a lot of different things, which is fine. This is my number one, and I'm really good at just being all in with it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do so many different things. If I could just focus on 1 or 2 campaigns, that would be best.
Yeah. Do you have a webinar that like scripted already or no?
I would be able to do it really fast.
Okay.
Yeah. I read Jason's book and kind of like did an intro before, so I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, and we have a mission on it if you need it. On webinars specifically.
Oh, cool.
And how big is your list?
It's like 500. I've never really been that consistent with it. Most of them just came in the last 6 months.
Okay, that's good.
So,
and your social following?
Well, on Instagram, it's pretty high engagement. There's about 2,500 people.
Yeah.
And then I don't know how many Facebook friends I have, but
it's because you never log into Facebook. You're too young for that shit. Okay. And what are your goals for this campaign? Like, this is a group program you're launching?
Yeah. So my goal is to get 13 women into that was my original goal. And now that I'm opening, I'm still not entirely sure if I'm going to do men and women separately or do them together and then maybe do a couple of the modules separate, like separate calls.
Breakouts. Yeah.
And then like come back together. So I'm still like, that just kind of got shaken up a little bit, but
yeah.
And
do you have access to, like, how confident are you in this number 13?
I feel like I really want that number.
No, how confident are you in getting it? Like, do you know, are you like, oh, 13, well, 7 of them, I can just call these people and da-da-da-da, or are you like, you haven't even started that yet?
Yeah, no, I feel pretty confident about it. I've got like probably like 15 people that I'm talking to right now.
Okay.
But But so this is my first time ever trying to do enrollment directly, taking a payment without actually getting people on the phone. So I feel like I've kind of like messed myself up a little bit by doing that, because I've done all my enrollments. I do like sales calls, great, get people on the phone, like high close rate. But this time I was like, oh, I'm just going to do the payment and people can go directly. And I think it's turned a lot of people away. And so I don't know if I can come back to that. And now I'm like messaging people, spending a lot of time messaging people on 3 different platforms.
Yeah.
And I don't know if maybe I should change that approach.
I like to pivot back to trying to get people onto the phone.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say that we can't do a webinar of sorts, but because webinars can be really high value for sure and very intimate. They learn about you and they get to have an experience of you.
The thing is, if I get somebody on the phone, they're going to join like that.
Yeah. So, I think part of it is going to be to pivot back to getting people on the phone.
Yeah.
Not to say that we can't do a webinar.
Sure.
And not to say that you can't utilize like having an online checkout process as well, even after you've talked to somebody.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, here's the link, go order, or here's the link. I'll wait while you do it on your phone. Just make sure everything works properly or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
So I don't think it needs to be an either or necessarily. I think for people who are ready, they can go and do that, but also give people the opportunity to, hey, not sure, on the fence, got some questions, love to chat, and just open that door.
Okay, so before I was doing it that they had to apply, and then they would book a call automatically, and then like no payment information at all. So what you're suggesting is put the payment on the landing page and also have an application, or just have email me if you want to get on the phone more?
If you've been using an application, it won't work quite the same. Are they applying to get on the phone with you to talk about this program specifically? Okay, bye, Sandy. I saw your message. We'll see you soon. Hope to see you again. I'll see you on a call this week, actually. Okay. I'm just going to keep running here, guys. If you need to draw, I know it's overtime, but I just want to make sure we get through this. So I just want to understand. So what's happened so far is you've put out some kind of a message to these people saying, go here to register. Go here to sign up and secure your spot or whatever.
Well, first it was applications, and then I figured out the payment plan thing and decided to do it half the price, so it's only $9.97 or 3 payments of $3, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then like overnight, somebody just joined. I'd never even heard of it. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I'll just leave it like this. And so then I took the application down, but it was originally with an application, so I don't know. Yeah.
Were they on the same link? So people who are looking for an application are now landing on a sales page or an enrollment page, or do you still have the application?
I have the application. I just like removed the button.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, I might put that back on and just put a little bit of verbiage around it and say like, have questions, unsure, apply for a free consult or free start, however you were positioning that before. I would do that. And then, when you're communicating out, just always make, that an option to be in touch with you personally, even if you're linking to the page.
Yeah.
Just be like, hey, got a question here, reply, let me know. I'm more than happy to. And then you're in communication, then they don't have to apply. You can determine, are they a good candidate, or is this, and then just say, hey, why don't we jump on the phone for 10 minutes or whatever, and close them that way. Have you run webinars before?
I totally bombed one last year. I had no idea what I was doing, but I learned from it.
Yeah. Because one of the things is my experience is that they take a bit longer than you think to both write and create the slides, but then the tech always the integration and all that just takes longer than you think. So that's the only reason I might not want to use a webinar in the short term. Like when does this program start?
It was going to be the 18th of February, but I think I'm going to push it back a week.
No, the 25th. Okay. And today is the 5th. That gives us 3 weeks. Yeah, I might. In terms of
I don't even think I could get many people on a webinar in that time.
If you only have 500, yeah, you're not going to get a ton of people showing up. It's not huge value, huge leverage.
Yeah.
It'd almost be better to invest the time that you would create that into having the conversations one-on-one, and just knocking them out, right? If you can.
That's what I've been doing. I've been showing up like live on the stories every day, and I tried to do a Facebook Live today, but it didn't really work. But I'll do it again tomorrow. I just like literally couldn't figure it out.
You could do stories on Facebook as well, yeah? You don't have to do a live. They have a stories feature they just, they took it from Instagram.
Right.
And
I thought for some reason you could only post pictures to that. You can still do
maybe. I have no idea. I
don't know if it's not the same for. I know it's.
It may not be. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
But stories get the most engagement.
Yeah.
And so really I'm just sharing lots of stories and just showing up on social.
And are you dropping calls to action in those as well?
Yes. Although
like
I wonder if people even get down to them. I could definitely be a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, just say, yeah, just DM me, and what do you think about this? DM me and let me know.
Yeah.
Get into that conversation, right? And I think, yeah, I mean, that kind of stuff. I wouldn't bother with the webinar for this time frame. Typically, a launch, you don't really need more than a week. The more space you give, the more you're just harassing people.
That's how I feel
in the middle of the cart, right?
Yeah.
So one of the things that's true, about launches and open and close carts is you get sales at the beginning and you get sales at the end, and they trickle in through the middle. But you're constantly having to fill content and fill promotions in there. Now, there is some value in to be able to answer certain questions daily, as opposed to trying to cram too much into each email. You can share stories, case studies, frequently asked questions, talk specifically about your guarantee. There's a bunch of things that you can do. Yeah, once you get over 7 days, it just starts to become, now you're just harassing people almost.
Yeah, it's been about a week now. So maybe I don't want to delay it a week, but also I feel like I'm talking, and especially with now, like I'm like talking to men, which it's a little bit different what I'm going to do men. And so I don't know if like I'm splitting my energy, but it kind of, doesn't really make sense for me to be turning people away.
No. So it's tough. My instinct is to run this one with the women. And have a deferred start date for the men, so you can be putting them on a hot list or even taking their payments and saying, yeah, the men's is starting March 11th,
sure,
2 weeks later or whatever, right? Take their money, get them enrolled, but that gives you some time to finish over here and whatever. The alternative would be, if you think you can get a balanced group to do, I liked what you were saying about having sort of breakout or unique sessions for each one. Mm-hmm. And then some blended sessions coming back together. I like that format. I think that could be really cool.
Yeah.
But the one thing I don't want you to do, I don't know enough about all of this, so I want to be careful about giving you too much specific advice, because I don't know everything that's all happened and the time frames and all that stuff yet. Part of why my instinct is to just focus on the women is because that you know how to sell it. You don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
There's no, and even if you defer, let's have a conversation in a week or in 2 weeks or whatever. Just even defer that conversation so you can just be focused on filling this one program.
Yeah, I mean, I've just been focusing on the women. I've only made like 2 mentions that I'm, if you're a man and you're interested, reach out. And it's just been crazy how many have reached out. So
are they legit potential clients though? Like when you talk to them, are they like, hey, yeah, how can I join? Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah, most of them are. I haven't actually talked to anyone yet because I've kind of been like, okay, what do I really want to do here before I go to the next step?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they're all pretty much ready to get on the phone if.
Well, if that's the case, then,
Yeah.
If you think you can actually have a blended group and get 13 or more with the kind of the work that you've been doing and some additional outreach, which of course we can, chat more about by email or whatever as you need to.
Yeah.
I mean, I would just, how do we get them on the phone? How do we get their credit card numbers? And how do we get them locked and loaded?
Yeah. 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 I mean, I definitely, I wanted to do 13. I just wanted more people. And I mean,
is 13 a limit? Like, is that a specific number that you want?
Limit. It's just like, that's just a number.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Number. Just because I wanted to have more people in this round. I've done this before.
Yep.
I did it last year, same thing, different name. And it's great when there's more people engaging with each other and supporting each other and sharing stories with each other.
100%.
Really love the community, which is why it's kind of weird with the men and women. But anyways, so like I've even wondered too, because I have, probably like 6 or 7 people right now where it's just for them, it's like the money, and they've asked for longer term payment plans. And so I think getting them on the phone will be good. And I really just want to fill it more than anything, because that'll just start to build the momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you're talking to them, focus on, again, the empathy of why do they want it? What's causing them to need it?
Yeah.
So they're not so great situation now versus what they imagine for themselves if they did do this.
Yeah.
Having extended payment plans is an option if you want to do it. You can do that on a case-by-case basis as you decide you want to do it.
Yeah.
It can lead to headaches, as Barbara knows, in terms of putting people into a payment plan that goes beyond the time of your program. Then they're like, especially if you're going to enroll them into the next thing, now they've got 2 payments. If they were needing those payments, the likelihood of them enrolling up into the next thing is lower.
Yeah.
Right. So those
I have to say, I would do it again if I needed to get started.
Yeah.
But it had problems. But I would do it again to get something started and take those problems.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes it's a little bit of a chase, and sometimes you lose out on the back or whatever, and somebody does default or what have you. But sometimes they just pay as well. And quite honestly, getting 600 of the 1,000 on a payment plan and then having them default is better than them not being there and not getting the value at all, right?
Yeah.
And not getting any of that money to support your business and them not being able to participate.
Yeah.
So we don't want to plan for the future bad scenarios. I mean, we have to account for them, but we don't want to plan for them so much. But so you can do that is my point. If that feels like good for you, I mean, it's totally up to you is my point.
Yeah.
And part of it is helping people really understand. So again, this is going to be using Marisa language, the mission and the future self, making sure that we're super clear on what we're doing, over how long, and why, what it's going to allow them to accomplish, do, be, have, feel, etc. And then make sure that they understand the framework so that they know that, this will get me from here to there. And of course, I know you have a number of client stories where they've gotten great results significantly when they do this work with you. So being able to share that experience of others with people as well, and it'd be like, as if you're making a plan, it'd be like, like my client, that reminds me of my client Sue, who she came in with a very similar situation. We went through this process and boom, within 4 weeks, this happened, right? Or whatever, right? Obviously, we're not promising the same thing is going to happen, but letting them see the solution in somebody else allows them to go, that'll work for me. I think, just as best you can, get them on the phone and let's get them locked and loaded.
I think I'll do that again. People like the application process. I ask really good questions, and I've gotten feedback that people just feel really great just filling out the application.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and the other, from a purely strategic perspective, the other thing about an application or a long set of questions, even if it's not an application per se, is that just that will turn non-qualified clients off, right? People who don't want to do the work aren't going to fill it out. So they're not going to, if they can't do the work now, they're not going to do the work once they're in.
Yeah.
And so it's a great qualifier. It's one of the things that is supporting you having a great closing rate when you do get people on the phone is also in the frame of an application, when they get on the call, it's like their application was approved, right? So the approval as well, that's a validation of them or an edification of them, which feels good for them. So all of those things help them feel good around you, and then that makes them more inclined to say yes to you when you make them an invitation. So
Cool.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Somebody else just signed into the Zoom account, so I'm gonna not press any of the buttons that are just showed up on my screen because I don't want to accidentally close this meeting. But yeah, it's always good to have you here. Anyway, you'll get all sorts of communication. I know I'll be seeing you each individually this month, so I won't say my goodbyes at this moment. But yeah, anyway, we'll see you on the next group session. Some of you I'll see on our one-on-ones. Email me. And so do you have my email? paul@liveyourmessage.com anyways. Okay. Email if you need me for anything or want to share any docs, just send them over. Cool. And yeah, this recording will be up in a day or so. And if you need anything else, yeah, hit me up in email or the Facebook group.
Awesome.
Cool. And so I'll get you a link to book a call with me. We're going to start with an hour so I can really get to know what's going on. All right. Cool, team. We'll see you soon. Let me know.
Have a great vacation.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I will. I'm going to play like Ed and go play in the snow and hopefully do some business from the ridgeline. All right. We'll see you soon.
Awesome. Bye, everyone.
Bye.